welcome to another episode of You Reinvent, where we deconstruct routine situations and try to look at it from a fresh perspective so that we can address them differently. Now, today I bring a new topic, and the topic for the day is how to handle fussy eaters. And I'm pretty sure you at least know one of them, either your husband or your kids. Well, I cannot do anything about your husband if he's a fussy eater, but we can certainly address this issue when it comes to younger kids. But before we, go into strategies of what to do if your child is a fussy eater, let's understand why your child is a fussy eater. So let's dive straight in and understand some of the situations or some of the reasons why your kid is a fussy eater. Point number one, they are fussy eaters because they clearly do not like what's on the menu. That could be one of the situations. Some kids just do not like broccoli or carrots or something. So if you've repeatedly tried and your kid is not responding to it, it's time for mashing it up in their rice or in their atta or something. The second reason, which happens pretty often actually, is that they are not hungry. Now, this happens because as mothers, we are constantly feeling that, have I fed my child enough? Shall I give something like an apple right now? Shall I give some milk, or shall I give some roti or something? But the kid's tummy is like really, really small, So you have to make sure that you time your snacks and your meals accordingly to your daily schedule, and space it up so that your child is hungry enough for the snack or the meal. The third reason, and which also happens with a lot of kids, is, especially with the strong-willed ones, is that they want to express their autonomy. Now, when they want to express their autonomy, it's basically they're trying to tell you that I'm the boss of me. I will decide what I eat when I eat. And there is no point getting into a power struggle when it comes to these kind of, this situation or this behavior from a child. Because the more you push, the more your child is going to relent and say that, I'm not going to eat it. Last of all, and this is very rare, that your child could have a problem. And if that is the case, I would say trust your instincts. Moms often know it best. So trust your instincts and stop this video right now and go check with the doctor. Okay? This is a very, very, very rare case that your child might have something. But, if you think your child has some digestive issues or not feeling hungry enough, please go to a doctor and address it. Now that we've understood that, the child may not be hungry, the child may not be, may not like a certain food, or maybe is, trying to express some sort of autonomy, what can you do? Step number one, or tip number one actually, offer options, and this clearly works most of the times. If, let's say, your child fancies French fries, or, for example, my kid likes French fries on one hand, on the other hand she fancies carrot. So you put a little bit of French fries, quite a bit of carrot, and some chapati or rice or whatever is your main meal. So mix it up like that, offering options always works with children because there is no struggle. They know that what they like is also on the menu. And this is a process, so you have to, kind of be patient with it. It's not going to happen overnight that they're going to become very good eaters. But your job as a parent is to present them with the options so that once they grow up enough, they can be, healthier eaters. Second, and this is one of the most common mistake that mothers do, and this comes from a good place, it comes from love, but it sets a precedent for very bad behavior, which is do not offer to cook a completely different meal. Whatever is on the menu for the entire family is what your child gets. Trust me, if he or she is hungry enough, he or she will eat in a matter of 10 minutes or maybe half an hour, whatever. When they're hungry, they will eat. Don't get up and cook a separate meal. The third tip that you could do is that, get your kids in the kitchen. When you're cooking, get them involved. Let them see how you cook, Of course, don't let them touch the hot pans and, dishes. But let them see that, you first cut something, put it in the saucepan, and that's how the veggies come out, and so on and so forth. Fourth tip, and this is very, very, equally actually common than cooking a separate meal, and which is watch out for how much milk or juice your child is having. Oftentimes we think that, milk is healthier. So let him gulp gallons of milk, what's the problem? Clearly the problem is that, if your child is hogging on milk, he or she will not eat, because milk is pretty heavy for a child's stomach to, digest. So check up, there are plenty of charts available. Check up how much milk your child should be having depending upon his or her age. Next, don't give up too soon. If you're introducing something new, research says that it takes about 10 days of introduction of a new food before your child will even attempt to eat it. So, stick to it. If you think it's healthy, if you think your child should be having it, in terms of how balanced your child's meal is, and if he or she is not having one type of food item and you want them to eat it, stick to it. Sooner or later they will. Next is that, take the anxiety away. We all want our children to eat well, but being anxious about it, it's not going to help, because your children can sense that you're anxious about it. And if you're anxious about something, it kind of creates an environment where there is some tension. And they sense it, that this is not one of the best situations to be in, and they kind of, want to run away from it, or they want to give up. They don't want to do it. Lastly, and probably most important, be a good role model. Eat healthy veggies, rice, dal, and whatever yourself. And make sure you eat on the dining table where everybody can see what you're eating, and so your child will mimic. Don't make watching TV as part of your meal options. I know it's very difficult because, we are all very tired and that's the only time we get to kind of unwind. But if you're struggling with this kind of an issue, then it might be a good idea to, take the TV off, take any sort of distractions off the dining table or the meal time. In any case, younger kids, 4, 5, 6, 7, they're always jumping around. So they will probably have a bite and go take a whole, round of the house. And that's fine, because that's how they are wired. So don't try to stop that. Don't tell them, sit down and eat in one place. It's not going to work, because that's not who they are. Who they are is take the bite and go around the entire place and come back and eat something. Gradually, because they see that you're all eating in one place on the dining table and having a conversation, they will come and join you. But it takes time. So stick to it, and until next time, take care and have fun.